Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in this session. This is a different session than the sessions that we normally do. In most of our sessions are towards CXOs. We have done various sessions with economics time, Stanford Seed, different colleges, different universities, etc. But a lot of things are either towards the students or towards the corporates at a CXO level. This series is more dedicated towards our day-to-day activities, which is targeted at professionals. So how we can share the knowledge that we have with all the professionals, and similarly we can also learn from you and continue to grow. We have a belief that better professionals make better society, and thus we will like to keep sharing and learning from the ecosystem and the community. And once again, thank you everyone for joining in. And today's topic is Data Studio for Reporting. And I will just do the introduction and then I'll hand it over to Sonal, who will be taking the whole session today. uh, Overall, like when we work with our own project or you work with client, and when we say client can mean anyone who is funding that project. So it can be an internal client, it can be an external client. So end of the day, when you work with anyone, there is a real love or the real ROI that you need to create for people. The second one, we call it as a visible ROI or the proof of love. That how do people understand that you love them? So that is what we call it as proof of love. And often this happens through reporting. And that reporting, is it very useful, not useful? That's all can be debated. But somewhere people can't understand how much you love them unless you show them the proof of love. And sometimes people can't understand how much ROI you are generating unless you show them the reporting. And thus reporting becomes a very integral part of the relationships altogether. Um, and you know on a serious note, if you look at it, reports are where the clients, on one side, when we look at reporting as a way of presenting what you have done, but on the other side, reporting can be used very, very effectively to engage with different dimensions. We as individuals and professionals, we will bring one dimensions to the reporting where we are bringing data, we are reporting all the work that we have done. But from a business angle, when each data is looked at, each data can have a different significance and different value. So thus reporting can become very useful conversation starters. And if the reporting is limited, then the conversations will be limited. If the reporting has many pointers, the conversation can start from anywhere and it can add value to it. So thus reporting is a very, very integral part of it, not only from showcasing that you love people, but also it becomes a brainstorming initiation, and that can benefit everybody who's associated with the project. And thus reporting has to be taken up as a very, very integral part of the project management, digital marketing activity altogether. So let me ask you a question, that what percentage of time should ideally be allocated for reporting? Because when we look at the whole allocation, we try to allocate a certain percentage of budget time for various kind of activities. So what percentage of time should ideally be going to reporting? So all of you can use the chat and let's see what percentage according to you should be allocated for reporting. Okay, so Shrikant says 15 minutes, 30 percentage. All right. Everyone can participate into it. Use the chat, please. What percentage of time should ideally be allocated for reporting? Ideally, not currently how much you are spending, but ideally, should it be 5%? Should it be 50%? Should it be 20%? Okay, Thakur says 5%. All right, 30%, 15%. All right, interesting, 20%. So this is an ideal scenario, but if I just twist that question a little here, what percentage is actually going into reporting right now? So are you spending more time on reporting or less? You can even answer with more or less. That are you spending more than the ideal that you have suggested, or you are spending less? Okay. Yeah, Kaushik says more time is going into reporting. less. Okay. Yeah, extreme of our time. Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, when I started, I won't say I started my career, maybe when I entered into the service industry from product industry, initial 5 years, I was working on the product and then I entered into the service industry. So when I started working on the service industry, and then I realized the amount of reporting that was required. So I had a reporting that I had to give it to internal teams so that all of us can look at how the projects are happening. Then we had a reporting to my boss where the boss will look at the reporting. Then we had a reporting to our account team that how the finances are looking at. Then we had a reporting to the client. And under at the client level also, you'll have multiple people who will like to look at reporting in different way. So I end up creating a whole application to take care of this reporting because it was taking up so much of time and we were not able to concentrate on the work part of it. But somewhere, whatever it is, it's more or less, the reporting has its own benefit, as I said. And also, if it is done too much, ideally in TechShu scenario, we always say anything which is not at an execution level, we will like to keep it within the 20%, which includes analysis, strategy, and reporting. If possible, keep it under 20%. But as some of you have said, 30%, 35%, in the initial months of the project, it can go up high. But towards when you look at a whole year planning, we want to keep it within that 20% is an ideal benchmark, because with all of this activities that you do, whether you're doing reporting, analysis, strategy, none of this is going to impact your result unless that is executed. So a lot of effort has to be given to execution, but project to project, depending on the complexity of the project, that equation can change. And then that's where Data Studio comes into the picture. And in Data Studio, the kind of reporting that can be done can be very detailed reporting without spending so much of time. And but then Data Studio is nothing new. It's been existing for many years. But Data Studio, as is written on the screen, is like a mask. Just being there has no meaning, but using it right has a lot of meaning to it. And hopefully, with this session, you will be able to use the Data Studio more effectively and more productively for yourself and for all of your projects. So yeah, for today, I will pass it on to Sonal, who has been working on Data Studio in and out. She's an expert at, she heads the SEO team, but when it comes to Data Studio, she knows in and out about Data Studio. So feel free to ask any kind of questions. So though we have kept it as a presentation mode, but whenever you have any kind of a query, please shoot that on chat and Sonal can take it time to time. And towards the end, we'll have a discussion where we can take not only related to Data Studio, but maybe one or two pointers which are in general about digital marketing as well. Sonal, over to you for today's session. I'm looking forward for an interesting session on Data Studio. And we had multiple internal sessions on Data Studio. I really enjoyed the power of Data Studio, that how we can use it and how we are using it currently. So I'm sure it will be beneficial for all of you. Over to you, Sonal. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, Aji, for the thoughtful introduction, and welcome everyone. Okay. Uh, I will just give me the sharing access. I want to share my screen.
Yeah, just a
Aji, can you just stop sharing from your end because I need access? Yeah.
Can you share now?
Yeah.
Oh.
I hope my screen is visible.
Yes.
Yeah, visible.
Okay, fine. So in today's webinar, as Aji correctly said, so we will see how the Data Studio work and how we can generate the different kind of reports through Data Studio and how it will helpful for your business. So these topics we will cover in today's session. Okay. So moving to the actual definition of Data Studio. So Data Studio is basically the platform which is provided by the Google, and it's a free platform which allows you to generate the data from various sources. free the Google for the report generation. Okay. Now moving to the cost related part, many of you have questioned whether it's a free or a paid service. So Google has provided this in the free version format. So they have a partner connector, 22 partner connector for the connection purpose. So it's free for Google related platform, and there is some additional cost involved, but which is related to the another tools. So for example, if you want to connect the uh, tools which is apart from the Google, so for example Facebook, Twitter, so that platform you want to connect with the data studio, so in that scenario the paid part is added in the data studio. But the platform which is like the Google Analytics, Google Search Console, AdWords, YouTube Analytics, so Google Sheets. So these are the Google's own platform. These platform we can connect in free version with the data studio. Okay. Now moving to the how data studio work. Okay. So there are three components involved in the data studio. One is connect, second one is visualize, and third one is share. Okay. So connect. So when we say connect, so connect means in data studio is basically a platform which gives the option to connect to different sources. As I said, we can connect the Google Analytics, Search Console, these platforms through Data Studio. And in visualization mode, we can represent that data in a proper graphical format, in a tabular format, in pie chart, in column chart, line chart. So in this format, we can visualize our data. And in sharing, like once we create the report, after report creation, there is a scenario in which we need to share that report with our client. So Data Studio has provided the provision for sharing as well. So we will cover that part in our next few slides. Okay. Now, in regular day-to-day activity in TechShu, generally we have created the multiple templates for our client as per their requirement. So for different client, we have created the different type of customization report for our client. So I'll show you how to create the report and how we use the Data Studio on regular basis. Okay, like as I said, there are multiple connectors available. So this is a few connector list available over here, and the another free connector tool data is available on Data Studio website itself. Now moving to the actual demonstration part of Data Studio, like how to create the template in Data Studio. Okay, for this, I'm going to log into the Data Studio. Okay, I hope my screen is visible. I just want to confirm. Hello,
Yes, your screen is visible.
Ivy.
Yes, your screen is visible.
Okay, fine. Okay, so when you want to create the Data Studio website, and for these report creation, the prerequisite are like we should have a Gmail ID for the report creation. So this is the basic prerequisite that we required for the report creation. Okay, and the another prerequisite required for the report creation is we should have a access of the platform. So for example, if you want to connect the data from analytics, if you want to connect the data from Search Console, or if you want to connect the data from the YouTube, so you should have a access of that particular platform on your own Gmail ID. Then only we can connect that particular sources to your Data Studio. So these are the prerequisite that required for the Data Studio report creation. Okay, and Google has like thought about the beginner as well as the advanced people as well. So for the beginner, what they have created, like they have provided the free templates. Okay, so when you log into the on to the datastudio.google.com. So over there, free templates are also available. So in free template also, they have provided the different category. So if you want to create the report related to the analytics, so you can select the analytics property in the drop down. If you want to create the AdWords related report, you can select that particular drop down. So likewise, they have provided the sample report format as well. So using this sample report format, you can easily create your own report. You just need to establish the your own connection to that particular template. So I'll give you demonstration for that as well. So for example, this is the sample template that you want to use for your client reporting. Okay, so just click on this particular link. Okay, so after so when this dashboard opens, over there, there is a one option available, use my own data. Just click on that particular option over there. So this report we are creating for the TechShu website. As a sample, we have taken the TechShu as a website. So we are going to build the connection for TechShu website. So I have selected the TechShu account over here. Okay, and as you are familiar with the Google Analytics, so I'm going to use the Google Analytics property and view option over here. So like in the account, I have selected the TechSu property and TechSu view. Then I have just clicked on the add option. It will automatically fetch the data from the Google Analytics to the Data Studio report format. Okay. Okay, now you can see previously we have created the sample, but now we have integrated our TechSu data to this particular template. So now this data is visible for the TechSu website for this duration. So now over here, your role is to just build the connection, and the ready-made templates are available for you. Okay, so it basically saves your time for report creation for your client. Okay. So this is about the free sample template, but I'll show you the actual how to create the report from scratch as well. Okay, so now again moving to the Data Studio own platform. So over here, they have provided the blank report template as well. Okay, so when we click on the blank report template, okay, so when we start the report in Data Studio, they generally ask for the connection. Like as I said earlier, Google provide the free connection option for 22 connector. So these are the 22 connectors: Analytics, Ads, Google Sheet, BigQuery, File Upload, Amazon Redshift, Campaign Manager, Cloud Spanner, etc. So these are the free connectors, and after free connectors, there are partner connector also available. But these are the like monthly chargeable partner connectors. Okay. So if you want to create the advanced reporting part, then definitely you can go with the partner connector option. But for the basic report creation, we can use the free version as well. So right now we will create the report using the Google Analytics data first. So for this, we will build the connection with Google Analytics. Okay, so I'll choose the Google Analytics over here. Again, I'm going to choose the TechSu website. So okay, so connection building part is done. So now the Google Analytics data is available in this template. So now our role is to visualize the data logically in this template. Okay, so for example, for your client, you want to show the data for their monthly traffic. Okay, so for example, for this TechSu website, we want to see the monthly traffic for our website. So what we can do is like over here there are multiple components available in the data studio to create the table, pie chart, column chart, line chart, etc. So these are the components which are available in the data studio. The list is very big, so I'll show you few components over here. Okay, so for example, if you want to create the simple tabular format for your monthly traffic data, so we will choose the table format. Okay, so I have selected the table format over here. Now in the table format, like you want to show the data from which channel you are getting the data. So as you know, the dimension is the metric from the Google Analytics. So dimension is the descriptive metrics which is available in the Google Analytics, and the metric is the measurement metrics which is available in the Google Analytics. So these are the built-in metrics available in Google Analytics. Okay, so now we want to see the data for the channels. Okay, so we will choose the channel dimension over here, and we want to see the traffic for each channel. So how much traffic is generated. So for this we will use the users related metric. Okay. So likewise, we have created the very simple table format over here. So channel wise, what is the paid channel traffic? What is organic channel traffic? So likewise, data we have integrated very easily in this report template. And like your next question is like, is it possible to change the date range, or this data is for which duration? So for that also Data Studio has provided the provision to add the controller. So when you see the upper panel of the Data Studio, so over here there is an option called add controller. So in the controller, they have an option called date range controller. Okay, so apart from date range, they have a other controller option as well, like the drop down, fixed size, input box, etc. So I'll show you the few controller while creating the report. So first we will select the date range controller. So when we select the date range controller, so in this date range controller, they have an option to select the month, year, whatever data you want to put in the report, that we can select over here. So for example, I'm going to create the data for the May month. So first I'll select the first day of the May month and the last day of the May month. So I'll get the entire May month report over here. So I have changed the date range over here, and automatically the data get reflected over here. Okay, so likewise you can see the data for any date range using the Data Studio template. So no need to create or download anything. So you just change the date range and you can see the previous data as well. Okay, then moving to the another chart option which are available in the Data Studio. So for example, for this same tabular format data, you want to represent this data in the pie chart format. So there is a pie chart option is also available in the Data Studio. So just go to the insert option again. Over there, they have a pie chart option. Okay. So I'll select the pie chart option. Okay, so through pie chart, I can get the better understanding of how many user actually came from the which channel. So for example, from direct channel, 36% people has visited. From paid channel, 30% people has visited. So likewise, we can create the graphical representation of our tabular data as well. Okay, so likewise we can create the line chart as well. So for example, we want to see the line chart progress for the same data. Just click on the insert option, then there is a time series chart option available. Click on that particular section. So in the line chart you can see. So in the line chart, they have represented the data in a day-wise format. You can change this day-wise format into the week-wise format, month-wise format. As per your requirement, you can change the graph thing. But right now, it's available in the day-wise format. and it's a like a good representation. So through this we can easily understand on which date the traffic has increased, on which date the traffic has gone down. So that kind of analysis we can easily do using this type of line chart, pie chart, etc. So when we use the Google slide or Microsoft presentation format or Excel sheet for the report creation, at that time what happen is like we need to download the data from the Google Analytics or Search Console. After downloading the data, we need to put that data in the slide format, and then we will create the graphical presentation for that particular format. So there is a no real time connection in the data, but in the data studio in the real time you can create the actual presentation skill for your data. So this is the big difference between the Google slide, Excel report format, Word report format, and the data studio report format. Okay, and also it saves you a lot of time, because downloading the data from analytics, then again inserting on the Google slide, so it takes too much time. And if clients suddenly ask in the meeting like I want to see the previous month data as well, so at that time your answer to the client will be like, I'll collect the data and then I'll represent the data. But if you are using the data studio report for the presentation purpose for your client, at that time in real time you can change the date range over here and you can show the comparison to your client as well. So for example, if you want to show the comparison to the client for the this May month data to the previous month data, over there is a one option called comparison. So over here comparison date range option available, just select that option. Over here previous period comparison, so when you click on this particular thing, they will automatically compare for you. So in previous month what was the direct traffic, and in current month what is the percent increase. So that type of comparison also is easily available in the data studio. If the same thing you will do in the Excel or in the PPT format, then you need to do the manual calculation, you need to apply the formulas, etc. But in data studio these options are easily available, so they have provided these options for reporting purpose only. So likewise we can resolve the client queries, and we can give the interactive input to the client while presenting the data to the through data studio. Okay, now as you all know, there is an option called slide addition, page addition in the Google slide or the presentation format. Likewise, in the data studio also they have a pages addition option. So for example, when you click on the add page option, so it will automatically create the second page for your presentation. So we have added the data in the first slide, but now we have created the another page as well. So likewise, we can add the multiple slides pages in the Data Studio report as well. Okay. Also in Data Studio, Data Studio has provided the theme and layout option as well. So when we create the report in Google Slide or the PowerPoint presentation, at that time also the theme and layout options are available. So same way, Google has also provided the theme and layout option. So when you click on theme and layout option, so for example, if we selected this layout, so it will automatically change the entire background and the color combination for that particular template. So likewise, we can select the template as per our choice in the data studio as well. Okay. Regarding the naming convention for the entire report, you can put the report name over here. For example, if we are going to create the report for the TechShu website, so we will add the report name as TechShu report, TechShu monthly report, for example. Okay, and if we want to add the slide name as well, so in this scenario we can add the slide name from over here. So there is a rename option. So for example, in the first slide we are going to present the traffic related data, so we will put this slide as a traffic data overview. Okay. Then another good feature which is available in Data Studio is like if you want to apply any particular setting on a report level. So for example, you want to apply the header or footer for your template. So you can apply that on entire report level as well. So for example, we will create the header for the template. So for example, this is our header. So we will give the color for the header. Okay. So I'll give some name, TechShu report. Okay. So you can change the font size, font color, font style, everything through Data Studio. So I want to increase the font style over here. So I have changed the font style. I need this placement as a middle placement, so I can change through this. So likewise, we have selected the thing. So now I want to apply this particular setting to the all the slides which are available in the Data Studio. So what I'll do is I'll go to the arrange thing. So in the arrange, they have a make report level setting. Okay, so I'll click on that particular thing. So when we selected the make report level, the same thing is available on the second slide as well. So likewise, you can apply a few things on a report level, few things on a page level as well. Okay. Now also in when you create the report for your client, you need to add a few images, you want to add the client logo. So that provision is also provided in the Data Studio. So in the upper panel, there is an option called image. So just click on the image. If you want to upload the TechSu logo. So for example, I'm going to upload the TechSu logo over here. So I'll choose the TechSu logo, which is available in my laptop. Okay. So I have selected the image of TechSu logo. So we can change the size for this image as well. Okay. Sorry, my laptop got. Okay. So likewise, we can apply the logo on entire Data Studio report. So we will make a report level changes. Okay. So this logo is also available in the second slide. Same thing. Okay. So if we'll create the another slide, for example, I'm going to add another slide. So same thing is available on that particular slide. So it saves time to add the header and footer for your report. Okay. Uh, okay. And in the insert option, there are multiple options available, like the scoreboard you can add. So for example, I'll build the another slide. So in the scoreboard, you can add
Meeting is being recorded.
hello.
Yes, we lost you for a minute.
Oh, sorry.
So you'll have to share the screen again.
Oh, okay. Is it visible now?
Yeah, it's visible now. Right.
Okay. So, for example, if you want to create the connection for the Search Console as well, so what you can do is like you can go to the data source option over there. They have an option called Add Data. So we will click on Add Data option and we will choose the Search Console connector. So we will type Search Console over here. So we will select the Search Console. So text to Search Console. Okay, so now we have built the connection for the search console as well. So for example, if you want to see the impression or clicks for your website, so we can easily change the metrics over here. So what are the impressions for your website? What are the clicks? What is the CTR for your website? So that kind of data you can represent in the scoreboard format as well. Okay. Also through Data Studio, we can integrate the Google Sheet data in the Data Studio as well. So to save the time, I have created the Excel sheet over here. So in this Excel sheet, what I have created is like if you are doing the reporting for your SEO project and you want to showcase the ranking related data in the Data Studio. So what you will do is like you will create the Excel sheet for this. So keyword and keyword position. Okay, now we will fetch this data in the Data Studio template. So for example, just click on the insert option, create the table. Okay, now we will build the connection with the this sheet. So we will go to the add data source option, add data. Now we want to build the connection with the Google Sheet, which is already created in my account. So we will choose this link. We will put the URL over here. We can build the connection over here. Okay, so now your Excel sheet data is available. Now we will see how we can represent this. So first we have selected the keyword as a dimension and ranking as a metric over here. So we can easily showcase our ranking report in Data Studio as well. Okay. Okay, now few people have questioned like, is it possible to download the tabular format data or this pie chart related data? So answer to this question is yes, we can download the tabular format data, pie chart related data, and we can download the entire report as well. So for downloading purpose, what Google Data Studio has provided, so when you go to the upper corner of the template, so over there they have an option called download report. Okay, so when you click on the download report, they provided the option to download all the slides of your report or selected slide of your report. So when you click on the download, it will automatically download the PDF file of your report. Okay, so this is how you can download the entire report for your client. Okay. Now, if you don't want to download the entire report, but client just want to see this data in Excel format or in Google Sheet format. So in this scenario also, Google Data Studio has provided that provision. So when you want to download the particular component related data, so just right click on this particular table. There is an option called export. Okay, so when we click on the export, they ask for the in which format you want the report, in CSV format, in Excel format, or in Google Sheet format. So for example, I want the report in Google Sheet format and I want the value formatting as it is. So when I click on the Excel sheet Google Sheet format, it will automatically create the Google Sheet for me. So you can easily export any data from Google Data Studio to the different Excel sheet in PDF format. So likewise, you can export the data. Okay. Okay. Also, as I said earlier, there are multiple controller available. So if you want to add some filtering parameter to your report, there is a one option called drop down option is available in the Data Studio. So if I'll select this option, so I'll put the drop down option over here. So right now in the default channel grouping is my the filtering option available over here. So now if you want to showcase the data only for the paid search campaign, So we will select only paid search campaign, and the entire template will get reflected as per the paid search report. Okay. Likewise, we can combine two channel as well. So this is the filtering option available in the Data Studio. So in real time, you can actually visualize the data through Data Studio, filtering option, concatenate option, adding multiple resources option. So these are the very helpful component that Google Data Studio has provided uh, for the report creation. Okay. Also, there is a sorting option available. So if you want to add the data as per the sorting, because when you add the data in the Excel sheet or in the Google presentation format, so at that time we need the descending order sorting or month-wise sorting. So in Data Studio also they have a provision called sorting. So in the sorting, if you select the sorting as a user-wise sorting, in a descending order, they will put the data as per the your sorting option. So if you select the channel wise sorting, they will put the data in the alphabetical order, alphabetical descending order. So likewise, sorting option is also available in the Data Studio. Okay. Also, if you want to add the different conditional formatting.
Sorry, Sonal, there is a question from Rohit.
Yeah.
Is it possible to integrate Facebook campaign details in Data Studio as well?
Rohit, yes, we can integrate the Facebook campaign data, but it's not available in the free version. We can use the paid version for the Facebook campaign report creation.
So Rohit, when we mean paid, there are third-party applications which are integrated with Data Studio, and those third parties are integrated with Facebook and all. Sonal, do you have any panel which you can show? I mean, or the connector which is available here? I think
Okay.
Supermetrics is connected with this, right?
Yeah, so I'll show you. So these are the free, as I said earlier. So these are the free connectors. I'll show you. So for example, this is Facebook ad. This is by Supermetrics. Okay. So when we click on this, they ask for the permission, everything. So for example, so you should have access for that. I don't have access, Rohit, right now, so it's not possible for me to connect right now. But when you authorize the things, and if you have a Facebook related access, so they will give you the option related to the paid, and after the option is selected, you can easily connect the Facebook data to Data Studio.
Right. So Rohit, just as Sonal was mentioning, that these third parties have done the integration for various other tools. So if you buy those third party applications, then these plugins will allow you to integrate with many other third parties as well. I hope that answers your query, Rohit. And Thakur had one more question. Can we do it for date control? I don't know. We missed that question in the starting. I hope that is answered. If that is not answered, Thakur, if you can put that into detail, we'll take that question in some time then. Okay. Yes, Sonal, back to you.
Okay.
So Thakur is asking, can we do it for date control to add it to all pages? Can date control be added to all?
Yes, we can add the date controller to all pages. Just go to the date controller, click on the arrange, make a report level. So you just need to select this particular controller. It's applicable to all the pages. See. So if we change the range over here. So for example, I'm going to change the report. For example, from March, we will select till May. So this is applicable to all the slides. So on second slide also the same date range is applicable. Third slide also the date range is applicable. So yes, we can apply the on entire report level.
Yeah, I think that answers the query, Sonal. Over to you. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, now if you want to add the conditional formatting for your tabular format report, so for that also Google has provided the multiple Data Studio has provided the multiple options. So for example, for this user wise user related data. If you want to give the color coding for this, so I'll go to the in this left right hand side panel. They have a option called data, and the another option is called style. So in the style section, they have provided the option to select the format which we want to represent over here. So for the user, we have selected the number format right now. But if you want to select the heat map or bar chart format, that option is also available in Data Studio. So for example, for the paid search, the traffic is very high, so we can color code that particular thing. And the from which channel we are getting less traffic, it's highlighted in light color. So likewise, we can apply the heat map option to the column in the Data Studio report. Also, there is a bar chart option in the table as well. So over here, we can show the number as well as the like bar chart for that particular number. So this option is also available in the Data Studio. So it basically helps to improve the visualization skill of your report basically. Okay. Now moving to the sharing related part. Okay, so once your report is created, and if you want to share this report with your client, so then at that time, what are options are available? So in the sharing, so when you go to the right hand side corner, so over here we have an option called share. So when we click on the share button, so we have a invite people option. So in invite people, you can mention the email ID of the person to which you want to share the report. Okay, so for example, I want to share the report with Aji, so I'll put the Aji's email ID over here and just click on the send button. So automatically Aji will get the notification that the report is shared with him. So likewise, we can share the report with multiple people. Also, we can give the view level access, edit level access, ownership access to that particular people. Okay, so another option of sharing is like we can generate a link for your report, which is available in the Google's tool. So through this link, if we share this link with our client, they can easily see their report through this link. So we just need to change the setting for our report thing, and we will share this link with our client, and client can easily copy this link, and they can browse the report through this link. So this is the another option of sharing the report with the client. Then the another option is embed the report. So for example, if you are going to present the report in another format through web page or through any document, word document or any other documentation format, you if you want to present the report, and if you want to embed this particular data source report in that particular format, so embedding option is also available in the Data Studio. So when you click on the embed option, it gives you the embedded code. So it basically put your Data Studio report in iframe format. Iframe is the people who are not from the technical background. For them, the iframe is, you can say, the mini version of your report templates. So they will create the mini version of your report template in iframe format, and your data will get integrated to the another report format as well. Okay, so now the the last option I have already mentioned. So you can download the PDF version of the report. You can download the Excel version of the report. So likewise, we can download the report thing. Okay, now moving to our presentation part again. So why we need these data visualization in Data Studio? So if we present the Data Studio in a proper graphical manner, in the pie chart, bar chart, line graph, it's easy for the client to understand what we want to say and what we want to highlight in that particular report.
Sonal, before you enter into this, I think there is one more question from Rohit.
Yeah.
How was the view option used?
Okay. Okay. So Okay, so in Data Studio, right now we are into the edit mode option. Okay, so as you know, in Google Slide, there is a slideshow option. So we can present our screen in a slide format in the slideshow. Likewise, in Data Studio, we have a view option. Okay, so when you click on this view option, all the editing options are disabled over here. So right now we are in the view option. So client can see only the visual format of this particular templated report. And again, if you want to switch from the view to edit, there is a edit option available in the upper corner.
I hope, Rohit, that answers your query. Yeah. It's exactly like the form. In form, you have an edit and you have a view, and most of the users are only going to see the view mode. They are not going to see the edit mode. So it will be good for you to time check that how does it look like in view. Basically, on the view, Sonal, if you can show the left side, you see all the pages that you have created. And most of our clients, we will have 8 pages, 10 pages, 12 pages kind of reporting that goes into this. So client gets this in their email. Different levels of client, like the CXO level people, they will like to see a smaller version of the report going to them on an email. They will not log into a website or go through that. So all of those things can be scheduled, and they will only see the report in a PDF format or a view format. Yeah, Sonal, over to you.
Also, there is a one more advantage of view options. So, for example, if you want to hide any particular slide that like you have created for the raw purpose, and you don't want to represent that particular slide to your client, so there is a hide option is also available. So through hide option, we can like over here. So when you click on this particular thing, so hide in view mode. So if we select this hide option, this slide will not be presented to the client. So client will see only the 2 slide from the report. And the editor can see the hide slide as well. So this is the advantage of view and edit mode over here. Okay. Also, one more thing I forgot to share with you. So, in the Data Studio, there is a refresh option is also available. So, for example, like when we created the ranking related data in the Excel and we imported that data in the Data Studio. So, for example, if we change the ranking over here, so right now, for example, this is the 20th position for keyword second keyword. So the positioning is changed to 20 to 40, and we want the real-time data in the Data Studio. So Data Studio has that provision also. So for keyword 2, right now the position it's showing 20. If we want the real-time data, just click on 3 dots, click on the refresh data button. It will automatically fetch the real-time data from that particular Excel. So the 40, the keyword 2 position is automatically changed over here. Okay. The another option Data Studio has, like if we create any particular template for one of your client, and if you want to make a copy of that particular template, you just need to click on the make copy option. So it will automatically create the template for the another client. You just need to embed the you just need to connect the data sources to that particular copy as well. So for example, this report is for TechShu, and if we created make a copy for this templated report, and we want to add the data for XYZ client, so we will integrate the XYZ client Google Analytics search console to that particular report. So likewise, the report creation is only one time effort. So once your template is ready, so you just need to copy the template, and you just need to build the connection for that particular template. So that's it. So this is the basically the one time consuming process, but on long term, if you want to see, it's a time saving process. Okay. Okay, now moving to the slide related part. So why we were discussing why the data visualization is important for the client. So when we represent the data in a proper manner to our client, so at that time it's we get a higher chance to be on the same page while representing the data to the client. Also it saves the time for both, like for us and for the client as well, because to read the number it's a time consuming thing, and to actually see the graph or pie chart or the contribution of particular thing, it gives a better understanding to the client as well. Okay, now why data visualization is important for the your business, because if we create the data studio related template for your client, so your reporting will be easy, so you will save your time for the report creation, and you can actually utilize that time for the analysis purpose of that particular report. And you can brainstorm with your client for the future planning, future strategy for that particular project. So likewise we can save our time for the things which we can actually automate. And nowadays the everyone prefers the automation, and in all the fields the automation is recommended. So in reporting thing as well, so if we automate the thing, then it will save that particular thing, particular time, and we can actually spend our time in the analysis and strategy related part. So for the higher management related people, and for the analysis purpose, so this is very interesting tool for that particular people. Also it helps to collect the large amount of data. So if you do the reporting in Excel or in the Google slide format, so at that time we have a limitation, like we need to download many rows, many columns, etc., and they have a space related issues, etc. But in data studio we can embed like n number of rows. So for example, if I'll show you, so for example, okay, so this is our page title related table. So over here, right now there are 441 rows available in this particular table. So Google Analytics has showed the data for these particular thing. If you want to do it in the Google slide or Excel format, then you need to do the manual work. But in Data Studio, you have an automated option. You can directly import all the 441 data in Data Studio directly. So this is the advantage of real-time data connection through Data Studio. So large amount of data you can connect through Data Studio. And if you want to showcase the less data to the client, so that option is also provided. So for the tabular format, you can select the how many number of rows you want to present. So for example, if you want to showcase only 5 rows for that particular table, so you can select the 5 rows option. If you want the summary of that particular data, so for example, how many number of users, so summary of this particular, they will automatically create the summary related thing for you. So these are the small features which are actually helpful for the reporting purpose, and this will really helpful in the long run. Okay, so that's why we said the data studio can help for the large amount of data, and the automation is the future for this. Like the point wise we can say easy to create the report in the initial phase. If you are the beginner, in the initial phase you will see it takes time, but once you are the master in that particular thing, then the report creation is just a 5-minute job for you. Okay, and as we said, it's a dynamic reporting, so real time data we can get in the Data Studio, so that's why we said it's a dynamic reporting, save time that I have already mentioned. Now moving to the unknown capabilities of Data Studio. Actually, Data Studio is a very vast subject, okay? And Google has recently introduced many component and controller, many fields in the Data Studio. So it's not possible to finish the session in one webinar. So if you guys are interested in the advanced feature of the data studio, so then definitely we will arrange the next feature, next webinar as well related to the advanced features available in the data studio. For example, data studio has a data blending feature, so you can actually integrate the two data sources. For example, Google Analytics data and Google Search Console data, both the data you can represent in single table. So I'll show you the thing. So for example, I have already created this. So in this table, what we did is like the URL click is the parameter from the Search Console tool, and the user is the parameter from the Google Analytics tool. So you can actually bend the data from the different resources, and you can create a single table in the data studio for data visualization purpose. So this is the advanced feature which is available in the data studio. Also, the another advanced feature available in the data studio is like you can actually create your calculated field. So for example, if you want to apply any formula from your end, so you can create the calculative formula field in the data studio. So if you are person from the account team and you want to apply the any formula which is not available in the inbuilt feature, so you can use this calculative field as well. Okay. Also in data studio, another recent addition in the data studio is the bubble chart addition. Okay, so the people who are regular follower of the data studio, they might know about this new feature. So this is also the interesting feature which is available in the data studio. So through this feature, actually we can visualize the data. So for example, for your client, so if your keyword ranking, so if you are from the search engine optimization team and you know the keyword positioning and keyword CTR, how it important for your business, and you want to visualize the data related to that particular thing. So over here in the bubble chart, they have provided the quadrant option. Like if you have a top position high CTR, so which queries are actually ranking in this quadrant, which queries are ranking in this quadrant. So if we present these kind of data to our client, so the discussion will be the brainstorming and value addition discussion. So through this discussion, we can actually tell the client which queries we can more focus on in future. Okay, so for example, if this query is having the top position but low CTR, so what we can do to improve the position of this particular query from this quadrant to this quadrant. So likewise, we can analyze the data and do the value addition in the client report. So these are the few the new addition in the data studio, and there are many more components and additions available in the data studio. But if you guys are really interested, then definitely we will cover that in our next advanced related session. But I think so for the beginner, this is how the data studio help for the client reporting purpose. Okay, so any question?
If anyone has any question, you can ask us now. And since we are already overshooting time, you can also send us emails or messages. What we'll do is, we'll share. Ivy, is there any WhatsApp number that we can share with all the participants? We can share
Yeah,
it.
sure. I'll just do it.
Yeah. So you can, send us your queries related to this. Yeah, and Shrikant is saying I'm not able to submit PPC registration form. So Ivy, can you look into that? Is there any specific issue that Shrikant is facing? And by the way, thank you, Shrikant, for reminding. Tomorrow we have a session on, this was more of a generic reporting related things which can be used for any department. But tomorrow we have a very specific PPC department oriented one, which is Google Performance Max, which is a new format of advertisement. Not exactly a new format, but still an evolving format. Many of us had been using for many years now because we got it much earlier because of our premier partnership with Google. But then it's evolving, and it's also a lot of queries associated with Performance Max. when to use it, when not to use it kind of area. So tomorrow we'll be answering that. Kaushik from PPC team will be taking up those questions and related things. I mean, that's it. If you have any query right now, Sonal can answer. That will be good. Sonal, and is there any possibility, because we have so many client format reportings, some are like 12 pages, 20 pages, 15 pages. Is there a way that we can remove the data and share some of the templates with some people who are interested in? That will also be helpful. Maybe we can create some data library or something like that, or a template library which others can also use. That will be beneficial. Okay.
Yes, Ajay, we can create the template for the participant who are actually interested in the report creation.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I hope this session was useful. And I'm sure, as Sonal said, many things may not be, covered in a shorter version like this. But happy to do another session for people who are interested in looking at advanced level. And thank you so much, Sonal, for your time. And thank you everyone for participating. And if you like this, execution level webinars more and more, please let us know the topics that you would like us to cover. We will have somebody from the team who can take this up and cover those sections. It can be as basic as, kind of looking at how do you rearrange your campaigns, how do you do your keyword analysis into orbits and various kind of things. Anything that you have in mind, let us know. We will keep on sharing that knowledge. And also, if you have learned something new and you feel that will be very useful for us, please share it. We will invite you also to be one of the speakers in one of our sessions. And that collective learning, we should encourage that collective learning so we all can learn from each other and grow continuously. That's it. And yeah, I mean, the comments says it all, Sonal, that people have been benefited. So all the time that you spent was useful for people, and they benefited. That's what reward is. Yeah, recorded session will be shared with
Thank
all of you.
you.
So
Yes.
yeah, perfect. Thank you so much, everyone, once again, and have a wonderful day.